Welcome to Spicy Toast Gaming. Hello and welcome to another Spicy Toast video. This build video will be for Leblanc and what I'm calling the multi-strike Leblanc build. So we have Leblanc at level 30, the 2 stars. We're running with Gale Force, Gatebreaker, and Stalker's Blade. So the whole point of this is that Leblanc, for one, should level up as soon as she is played that first round, because she's going to get 2 strikes off. So as long as you're also able to attack, she'll level up. And then throughout the game, when you get more items on her, she'll be able to level up just as soon as you play her. The point of this build is to get as many strikes with Leblanc as possible, so every time you're summoning her, she's just clearing the enemy board and chunking down the Nexus. This really works because of her level 2 star power of when you've leveled up a champion, when allies attack, summon a attacking Leblanc. So this Leblanc, when we summon it, with all of the strikes that we're going to have, is just going to be clearing the board. With the Scout, it's not only going to recall us at the end of the round, but it's also going to give us 2 attacks, so we're going to get 2 ephemeral Leblancs from that. Also, when she levels up, she creates a mirror image, and then every time you deal 15 damage, she creates another one. That mirror image, summon a exact ephemeral copy of an ally. So we're just going to use this on LeBlanc. So we're going to summon another ephemeral version, and it is just going to, again, strike everyone and the Nexus. We're going to try to hopefully get like a Trifarian Might or Reckoner's Mark on LeBlanc, just further adding more strikes and more removal every time we play her. So I only have 1 Gatebreaker and 1 Stalker's Blade, but if you have multiple, you can either focus more on Nexus damage or more on removal, up to you on what you want to play. So let's go try this against a Galio. If you enjoy these sorts of fun build videos, definitely like and subscribe. Alright, Bouncing Blades is actually pretty good for Leblanc, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Our Bouncing Blade already has the extra 3 damage on it, so pretty good removal and can help level up your Leblanc in the early game if you're not able to attack. Alright, we're going to re-roll the Blade's Edge since we already know we're going to get one every round anyways. We're actually going to pass here. We're fine with banking this to spell mana, that way we can play some Blade's Edge and help level up LeBlanc. We're actually going to risk not playing LeBlanc immediately. We want to get her extra attack off with the Stalker's Blade, and right now they don't have anyone for LeBlanc to hit. So hopefully they don't just end the round, but we're going to risk passing here. Okay, perfect. They're playing something.
Places to go, people to be.
So now with those 2 strikes, LeBlanc is at 10 damage. We can now play 2 Blade's Edge. This will then level her up because she will have seen 15 damage. It's important to level her up before she attacks if possible, because then you're going to get that ephemeral LeBlanc attacking with you.
The black rose blooms once more. Surprise.
So now when we attack, we're going to summon that other LeBlanc. So, very nice. Winning that in our very first attack turn. Leblanc is incredibly powerful. We'll go here mostly just because we want the cheapest card possible. Yeah, I think Leblanc is probably the strongest champion in the game now, at least in my opinion. I don't really like any of these, but I guess we'll go with Trundle. So Jax and Diana are both very powerful, and they are 2 costs, so you can play them immediately. But I feel like LeBlanc's deck in general is just really better. So even if you don't have LeBlanc, you're still going to do pretty well because your deck is just made so strong. And then after level 20, you might not have LeBlanc, but as long as you level up the other champion, you're still going to get her other star power to activate.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Noxus.
Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I feel like LeBlanc is very powerful, but then also you just have this amazing ability to have much more versatility than I feel like Jax and Diana have. So again, we're banking that 2 cost. And we're going to risk the pass, hope they play some unit. Perfect.
History forgets, but the Black Rose remembers.
Honestly, though, in this game, it really just comes down to personal preference on what you like most. I think LeBlanc is probably my favorite of like the S tier champions, but
I am everywhere. I am everyone.
some people would like Teemo, Jax, or Diana better.
My move.
To victory.
It was inevitable.
So yeah, so far this build is doing quite well. The start of the game, and we're already... We don't want more copies of Trundle, we want to be able to grab our LeBlanc. So we'll just grab here to help. But yeah, start of the game, we're already ending very, very quickly. We'll get more house spiders or improve the version of it. Yeah, I think we'll get rid of the Ravager. Yeah, I feel like she has one of the best made decks and very versatile star powers where while LeBlanc really works well with them, even if you don't use LeBlanc, you're still able to do quite well with them. Probably should have rerolled that Blade's Edge, but it's fine. Always good to pay attention to what she generated. Alright, she made a Serpent. Alright, so I'm going to start off with a Saboteur. Hope they play Zoe. Not quite. I'm actually going to pass and just hope that they play Zoe.
I love sparkle flying.
Alright, so they didn't want to play Zoe, that's fine.
Zoe, look what I found. They're made of stars and big stars.
It is always an issue that Zoe will use your own spells against you. I don't think she'll get the item, though. I just don't think so. Alright, we'll play House Spider for some good blockers.
My flutter friends are so pretty.
Yeah, let's get rid of the dog.
Wow, pretty.
Yeah, once you get LeBlanc to 3, being able to have a 0 cost sharpened resolve, oh, it's going to be so good. Alright, so they have Crescent Strike, so they'll be able to stun us. So I think I'll just attack and then use our... Well... Alright, let's use Troll Chant first. We'll just get rid of a Spell Shield, I think. Alright, so we have LeBlanc. We don't have enough to play her, though. I guess we'll just buff up our House Spider, do a little bit more damage. Yeah, in my opinion, I think LeBlanc has like the perfect balance in star powers of being... Like her 1 and 3 star is very simple, but very strong. And then her 2 star, while it's like very simple and easy to understand, there's so much complexity in the way you can use it. Yeah, she's definitely my favorite of the new expansion. Yeah, so they don't get the items on it, but that's fine. We'll let them kill her. We want to save mana for LeBlanc.
The best lies are beautiful. I love sparkle flies.
Alright, so my bet is they are going to use the Challenger on LeBlanc. We will then use Sharpened Resolve to buff her up and level her up. Or they just won't attack at all with it. Great. I think we'll just try to kill the enemy Nexus. So we didn't level up LeBlanc because we weren't able to attack or block. A little sad. But we should be good here.
History forgets, but the Black Rose remembers.
We'll use Bloody Business to level up LeBlanc.
I whisper truth into lies.
Alright, let's just showcase the mirror image. So this is what she makes when she levels up, and then every time she deals 15 damage, she either makes a new one or reduces its cost. So we summon LeBlanc, and then she immediately activates all of her strike effects. So hitting the Nexus and an enemy. If we had Trifarian Might or Reckoner's Mark, both of those would also trigger when we summon her. Alright, we'll go with Shadow Totem, that way we're getting more strikes off. This will actually be very, very good. And she's pretty much guaranteed to level up when we play her, because we're going to do 20 damage, because she's going to strike twice, each for 5, and then so will be Shadow. So, very nice. Yeah, Shadow Totem and Stabilize, very good if you're going for this type of LeBlanc build. Reunited can be nice, but we want something a bit better. Eh. I guess we'll go for Enfeebling Strike. That way, if LeBlanc doesn't kill a unit, at least their attack will be greatly reduced. We'll go for the item chest. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Bloody Business. Well, I guess we'll hold on to it. Yeah, I think we'll deal with this. It's good to have another blocker for the first level before we can play LeBlanc. Also, we don't really need to worry about holding on to mana anymore to level her up. Yeah, we're gonna pass here.
Time to make an appearance. I am everywhere. I am everyone. What a treat.
Alright, so we will start our attack and end the game right here. So this got reduced down. This can actually get to a point where you have enough summoning Leblancs that when you use this, it immediately reduces itself down to like 0, so you can just keep using this over and over and over again and just destroy the enemy. Also, one thing you can get on LeBlanc, which I recommend if you're using if you have a common slot, is Lost Chapter. So Lost Chapter, when you summon a champion, it refills your spell mana. Since you have LeBlanc and you're summoning her constantly, she's constantly refilling your spell mana. So I'll just go with Sigil of Malice. These are just too expensive, even though like this is very strong. We're never really going to get to the 8 mana, hopefully. Yeah, this is a good. We'll go with that. Chrono breaks are fine, but we don't really need them. Sure. Yeah, we'll go for the other shop. So LeBlanc, when you make that mirror image, it costs 2 mana. But if you use it on a LeBlanc, and then you have Lost Chapter on her, she's immediately going to get summoned, refill your spell mana, and then if she deals 15 damage, she makes another one. So you can very easily just start this infinite cycle of LeBlanc just destroying everything. Alright, we're just going to use our Bouncing Blades, Blade's Edge, to just kill all their units. It's actually good that they played this. We do need them to have at least 1 unit so our LeBlanc can level up.
Places to go, people to be. I whisper truth into lies.
So yeah, we haven't necessarily even gotten any of the crazy powers, and yet we're already just destroying.
Surprise.
LeBlanc is so strong. And now we can have a free mirror image and end the game.
Seeing double.
So yeah, if you're looking for a fun champion that is pretty simple to get to grasp with, it's not overly complicated, but there's a lot of fun and interesting things you can do, I think LeBlanc is probably the best choice. She doesn't feel overly simple to play. Like, there's a lot of interesting things you can do with her. It's not like you're playing, I don't know, someone necessarily like Jinx, where it all kind of feels the same. LeBlanc's just, yeah, really powerful, but then gives you a pretty nice and versatile playstyle. We'll get rid of the Kelp Maidens, we don't really need them.
No power in this world can stop me.
I also feel like she's better at lower levels, much better than Jax and Diana. Like, Jax and Diana are still good, but LeBlanc and her deck just works so well that if you don't have a lot of star powers, or don't have a lot of levels on them, it's just so strong. Alright, we're going to use the Blade's Edge just to kill their units. And that's also going to buff up our gearheads. So we're going to pass here. They have 4 mana, which means they can play their Vengeance. So we don't want to immediately play LeBlanc and get Vengeanced. Also, we need them to have a unit in order for LeBlanc to level up. Alright, 2 units, perfect. More damage.
Time to make an appearance. I whisper truth into lies. Be seen.
So important to only attack with LeBlanc here, as she has Scout and the other units don't. So often in these videos,
One step closer.
my builds are more of just for fun, and it's normally not the optimal build. It's just a fun build to try out. This build, though, it might not be necessarily the best, but it's up there. It's probably one of the best. This will give us slightly more damage. Yeah. Alright, we'll go for the healer, try to cut some more cards. So yeah, we got LeBlanc now to a 2 cost, so very, very nice. So we can play her on the first turn. So we'll actually hold on to the Trundles just so that we're then like guaranteed to get LeBlanc. So your, I think it's Champion's Call or something at level 20, where you're going to draw a champion. If you already have a champion in your deck or in your hand, then you obviously can't draw them. So we only have 2 versions of Trundle, I believe, in our deck. So by having both of them in our hands, we're guaranteed to draw LeBlanc. We're gonna risk the pass here. Okay, perfect.
Time to make an appearance. It's time.
It's really important to level up. The the tough reduced 1 damage, so we're at 15 instead of, or at 14 instead of the 15. So sad, we're gonna get 1 attack without the ephemeral LeBlanc.
Black rose blooms once more.
Alright, so we don't quite have enough damage. Getting created cards cost 1 less. Wild Inspiration is pretty good on LeBlanc. Did our LeBlanc get annihilated? I think she did. That's kind of funny.
Don't mind if I do.
Chase steel.
Care for a taste of tomorrow?
So yeah, Wild Inspiration can work pretty well in LeBlanc. For 1, it makes your mirror image cost 1 less, so very strong. But then also if you get the bouncing blades, the power that I'm having that I get the Blade's Edge every round, those go down to 0. Also your ephemeral Sharpened Resolve gets reduced by 1 as well. Alright, we'll go for Troll Chant. These 2 are just too expensive. Yeah, we're actually going to get rid of Whispered Words. We normally aren't going to need it, especially with cutting our cards down. Actually, I think I'm going to get rid of House Spider. Alright, so I have 3 copies of that. So House Spider, while it is very good, we have 3 copies of it, which is more than most of our cards. Also, we have the Farsight, which actually is hurting us right now, because since we're generating 3 cards already, normally we're actually burning our cards. Like you see, Leblanc just got obliterated last round because she got recalled, but the hand was full. So even though House Spider is really good, we're going to cut it, since we're hopefully going to get Leblanc to play it 2 anyways. So that's the thing, sometimes even if you have a really good card, you might still want to cut it. Yep, not gonna bother. Alright, time for my favorite activity, killing Dawn Speakers. It'll be nice that we have units to target right away. Again, we'll hold on to the Trundle. We'll hold on to 1 Bloody Business. The Sigil of Malice, that Champion Horn, that's why we're holding on to that. So even though they have tough, since there's 2 of them, we should be able to get enough damage to level up Leblanc.
The best lies are beautiful. The black rose blooms once more. Good. Smoke and mirrors.
Oh, it's so good. Honestly, this run hasn't even been that crazy. Like, I don't think we've gotten a single champion node this whole time. So the only upgrades to LeBlanc is just from when we defeat the bosses, where you're like guaranteed to get it.
New recruit reporting in. I'm actually here.
So we're just going to play Bouncing Blade, or Blade's Edge, and end the game. But yeah, if you were playing... actually, let's use the Sigil of Malice, I guess. If you were playing and you had a lot of champion nodes, and you were able to get, like, a lot of items in your LeBlanc, this could be way crazier. Especially if we got, like, Trifarian Might, if we got Reckoner's Mark, if we got Stabilize. Any of these would make this way more impressive. So even without getting all of these items and whatnot, and still having LeBlanc mostly at her base level, she's still absolutely destroying these matches. Yeah, we'll get rid of Whispered Words.
Time to make an impact.
Alright, so they are going to have Darkness, so they will potentially try to kill our LeBlanc. LeBlanc still just has the 2 health, so pretty squishy. Yeah, we'll just reroll all of these.
One goes down, thousands to go.
So I'm actually going to pass here so that she uses the Darkness on one of these. Oh, or that. That works great. Thank you.
Best lies are beautiful. The black rose blooms once more.
Nice. So we got LeBlanc to level up, also do a chunk of their damage, and take out 2 threats. I think we're going to pass and see what they do. Oh, they're not even going to play. So, with the darkness, I didn't want to play Leblanc because she would immediately get annihilated by the darkness. Alright, that's fine.
We march as one, an unstoppable force.
Alright, we're going to pass and see what they do.
Dodge this. Upgrade.
Alright, so we have enough mana to play our LeBlanc. We're still wanting them to play that darkness, but I guess they won't. Alright, LeBlanc will probably die here, but we'll get good damage down, and the Sigil of Malice, we can get another one. Oh. Oh, I'm distracted today, I think. Alright, whatever. We're just going to play
History forgets, but the Black Rose
LeBlanc. Yeah, not surprised. Okay, that's not exactly the champion I wanted to draw, but that's fine. We'll just use LeBlanc's deck, and it's perfectly capable.
Show them the might of Noxus.
And we'll still get our LeBlanc.
Light is a lure in the dark.
So we have our 2 Trundles, so we should be able to get up LeBlanc here. Yep.
I hate having to put my face on.
So that's deal 4 to a unit, so we'll be able to save LeBlanc. We want to save her to use our mirror image and end the game.
A perfect puppet.
So that fight took a little bit longer than normal, but still
Another
pretty easy.
rose for the garden.
So this was the LeBlanc multi-strike build, and honestly this was like the low end of what you're really expecting to see with this build, because this could be way crazier. We didn't get, I don't think, a single champion node throughout the whole thing. It was just the champion items you get for defeating the bosses, Zoe and Viego. So this was kind of just your average sort of game, without any items to increase your damage or anything like that. So this build works out very well, and this could be far, far crazier, just getting 1 or 2 good powers or items. It could be, yeah, incredibly powerful. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching that video all the way to the end. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. We're putting out daily videos covering everything Path of Champions. Hope you guys have a great new year.